Postal here. So today we're taking out the IL-40. We are up against some multi-role fighters, which is kind of annoying. Not because I can't defend myself against them, just because multi-role fighters tend to be faster versions of ground attack planes, right? But that being said, obviously my ground attack ability will be far superior to anything that the F-84 or the XB-72 can do. If I don't crash into this effing mountain. Thank God for frickin' jets. Alright, so speaking of which, let's go ahead and boost the hell over to this military base. Oh, you know what? I forgot the old salute. The whole hand salute. What, against the head? Never mind. Let's see what we can do here. You know, I don't really care about you. This one. Collision warning. I don't believe it. Alright, so drop some of these badass bombs. Drop them both, I suppose. Alright, so we might as well just reload the old rockets as well, and we've got a minute and a half. Maybe I shouldn't have reloaded the rockets. And we need to get over to their garrison. I'm pushing for their garrison because A, it's further away, B, I assume that our military base is going to help capture the center. Then again, looks like there's a cluster F of reds in the center, so we might lose it anyway. Who else do we have on our team? We have a BVP. Oh, we got a freaking Batwing. Come on, Jack, you can do it. I believe in you, Jack. Alright, they got that military base, so that's actually going to help. I would assume that's going to help them get the center. And considering they're winning the center, they probably will win the center once the rockets start going off. So we'll capture this and then we'll move on to their military base, maybe. If we can be low and slow.
Our military base is launching strikes on the enemy.
We should be able to take this just with the guns. Garrisons are not all that difficult. The thing with these guns is you definitely do want to let them pull off, as I didn't do. Just for... Oh shoot, we've got inbound too. Just because as good as they are, they do overheat quite easily. Rockets! Get rid of this guy. Get rid of that guy. Maybe. Alright. Ah, their military base is actually attacking us here. It's just putting out rockets just to get them knocked out here. Hopefully. Can I get him? Dang it. Yak-19. Are you inbound? These rear guns you really definitely want to use, just because, I mean, they're freaking killer. I mean, look at this crap. Of course, you got to make sure you don't get yourself ran into a freaking mountain. There we go. That's how you do it. Ha! That's pretty funny, I must say. Is my plane gonna frickin' flatten out? Holy cow. We'll reload the rockets here. And we've got the center, so now we need to go for, I guess, the military base. I was kind of assuming this would be, not that it's been easy, but I would have assumed that it would be 4-1 at any point during the battle, but who the hell knows. Let's use our boost to just get the hell out of Dodge, right? I'm not here to defend the sector. They're all going to spawn here and cap it. It's just what's going to happen. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and go over here. Hello, sir. angle up, try to angle down. Keep him regretting his life choices. Alright, and I knew I was, you know, in a valley here so that I could kinda sort of go in a straight line. Try to angle up, just to make sure. Hey, hey! Yeah, leave me alone, sir. Shoot. Dang it. Ah, man, if I had my repair kit available, my med kit, I would have been able to survive that. But oh well. You can see what the rear gunners can do, the rear gunner can do with this plane. It's why, in my opinion, the most important thing to get on this particular plane, honestly, is the rear gunner. Upgrade the rear gunner, the rear gun. It doesn't look like it's like a huge jump up in performance, but it really truly is. And on top of that, like getting the upgraded engine, who cares? Getting the upgraded rockets. Honestly, the upgraded rockets is probably the least impactful thing that you can get on this particular plane. You start off with 12 rockets. I forget the amount of damage they do, but when you upgrade to the 8 rockets, it does barely more damage. And so for me, it's just not like, yeah, you're definitely going to get the upgraded shenanigans, but it's just not like the impact of it is not going to be as impactful as some of the other. Oh shoot! I just accidentally dropped the bomb, and like it's not even close. It wasn't even for something. All that. Well, what the hell? Already dropped them, so might as well. Might as well keep on keeping on at that point. You F up, frickin' own it. You keep on owning it. What do we got going on here? Okay, I can do this. Here we go. Start reloading, and let's see what we can do here. It's a key, huh? A key. Alright. What shall we do? He's dead. It looks like we're definitely going to be air supremacy here in just a second. So what I want to do is I'm going to assume that they're going to get the military base back, so let's go ahead and head back to the military base. I can't imagine them hanging on to the center for very long. Just because we've got 2 rocket bases going towards it, and, you know, actually people. And it doesn't seem like they're taking the military base. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do kind of thing. It's one of the downfalls of this line of planes. I mean, any type, I shouldn't say line, this type of plane, is that ground attack planes, you're actually gonna have better games when the enemy is just as good at capping as you are. Like, the perfect game for a ground attack or a bomber is going against another ground attack or bomber that's just a little bit worse than you. Because what that means is he's going to be capturing points, you're going to be capturing points, and you know you'll have the best game that you can have. Here I'm going to get what, 12,000 points, and you know their multi-rolls weren't doing, you know, all the multi-rolly kind of things that you want to do.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back.
I didn't have a GA opposite me to, you know, kind of counteract me, and so, you know, kind of stomped a little bit, to be honest. It wasn't a complete stomping, but, you know, the XP-72 and the F-84, like, those are 2 really quite good at capping sectors, planes, and, you know, if they were able to utilize that a little bit better, you know, it would have been a higher result for me. Not that 12,000's bad, but, you know, how much higher could it have been if they were able to capture some sectors? So all in all, you know, pretty darn good stuff. You know, we had a multi-roll on our team, but it's not a real multi-roll. It was a fighter. He was probably doing his level best at knocking out, yeah, eight. He did no sector captures, no points received. So he was really just defending, right? Which, in the circumstances, I can understand. Like, we needed a defender. You got a Rocketeer and all that jazz. And he's a fighter technically. He's not like a true multi-role as far as like the ability to flip zones with your air-to-ground armament. So he was probably making life a living hell for this guy and this guy. And so, you know, just things came together. I really, really like the IL-40. I've heard, and obviously I haven't gotten the tier 10, I've heard it is the best on this line, or at least it's better than the IL-40P. We shall see. So as I was talking about in-game, I think I already had the Fab 500s researched. Yeah, you get them on the IL-20. Okay, so these you definitely want over these four bombs. Like, these are just ridiculous, right? So you're mounting this. You start off, I don't recall, I think you just have the basic, yeah. You just have the basic turret on this. The upgrade from the basic turret gives you a significant firing range buff and a pretty good damage per second. You saw what I was doing as far as tearing up those planes is concerned. And so my my recommendation would be you definitely want to have the turret be one of your top priorities. As far as the main weapons are concerned, this should be your first priority. So when you first get this plane, upgrade, move the bombs because you're going to have those already researched. You hopefully, if you were lucky enough to go down any one of the other lines that's listed here, so MiG-15, Yak-30, MiG-9, Yak-15, oh, Yak-15, gee, that's tier 8. So you can get a Yak-15 and you'll have these upgraded guns. Supposedly. Why is it? Kind of seems like it's probably the same. Okay, good. So yeah, so you'll have these upgraded guns if you're going down any one of those other lines. I was lucky enough to, I've gotten all the other Soviet lines, so these guns I already had, but you definitely want them. If you haven't researched them another way, this is going to be your first priority. Second priority, honestly, is going to be the rear turret. Third priority is probably going to be the engines. I haven't even gotten the engines upgraded yet. But the rockets really don't seem to make a huge difference. Yeah, the overall damage they do is more. The biggest difference, honestly, is the blast radius. That certainly is going to help. But it doesn't, like the rockets, you typically use rockets like supplementally. I'll use my guns 90% of the time. And if I know I can't kill that particular item before I have to get past it or before I have to turn, I'll throw a rocket down or two rockets down and get that portion of the section. Otherwise, I don't really... I mean, I use my rockets, don't get me wrong. But it's not like it make or break this particular plane. It's not such a significant advantage that you have to be like, well, I make the 8 rockets a priority over the 12. This should be your last option here. Like I said, I haven't even gotten the upgraded engine, but just the difference that the rockets made was relatively insignificant. For me, my playstyle, my approach to the game, I'm still, I still want everything upgraded as much as possible. I want to know the full capabilities of the plane I've got. So I clearly want to get, these rockets that I've already gotten. But at the end, it would have been my last priority if I had the option to go back. Yeah, so I really, really like the IL-40. I've really liked every ground attack plane on the Soviet line from the IL-20 up. Planes previous to that were mind-numbing and frustrating to play. These tend to have a little bit more of an impact on the game, Tier 7 up, and they also have a better chance of defending themselves. I've mentioned it before in previous GA videos. I really hate in the lower tiers where everything's lowered to the ground, and you can't rely on the bots and even the humans to come defend you. You're so slow, and your rear gun kind of sucks, and it's just like you're basically playing the game to avoid interacting with enemies, flipping zones at the same time, and yeah, and you're so slow moving that sometimes you get to a sector and it's already been flipped, or by the time you get to a sector to flip it back, the game's already over kind of situation. So Tier 7 and above has really been the sweet spot for me personally on ground attack planes, both on the German and Soviet lines. Yeah, but I hope this gives you some perspective on this particular plane. This wasn't like a world-beating kind of game, but it showed you what just what needed to be done and what you can do with this particular plane. I really wish I had stayed alive the whole time. I should have probably stayed alive the whole time. Yeah, anyway, it is what it is. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.